Welcome back to Fan Talk, folks. We are going to jump right into the Weekly Wire. A little bit of news and box office. So, Simon, why don't you tell us what happened in box office this week?
Yes, of course. Midway actually defied expectations and came in first at the box office, upsetting Dr. Sleep.
Which is, in my opinion, fantastic. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to go see it. It was freaking awesome.
Which one, Midway or Dr.
Midway?
Sleep? Yeah.
Midway.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Check out our review, which will be coming pretty soon on our channel for that. Now, being number one and making a good amount of money are two different things.
Yes.
It made $17.5 million opening weekend on a budget of $59. So it's got some work to do to become profitable, but at least it gets an extra bump from being number one, and also Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, and then I think this movie will stretch out. I think it'll do well. We have to look at and see when the other war movie drops.
Well, 1917 comes out next month.
Next month, and that's going to pretty much knock it out. So
yeah, it'll be out before then because we got Frozen, we got other movies, but it might get some good legs. And and also we'll see how it does in other markets too, because also a big part of the budget was from Chinese sources. And given the political history of the fact that this really helped out China being an ally in World War II.
Yeah.
There was a definite interest in seeing this movie being made too.
Yeah.
Not going to say anti-Japanese thing. I'm just going to say just because of their personal
anything
history.
that makes China look good, China likes.
Yes, there we go.
Let's just say it, man. China's like, oh,
and as you know, it has some scenes of showing in China during that period of helping out and being a part of the war effort and the atrocities that had happened there. So they're going to have interest in it.
Yeah.
So that number will only go up for a while. Number two, Dr. Sleep came in a little bit disappointing. There's been a lot of talk about that, whether or not it's people are a bit of fatigue after It 2, Joker. Like people, I don't know. But
and I haven't seen it yet. I am definitely gonna go watch it this week during the week. I'm gonna sneak in and see it. But me as a fan of Stephen King,
I think for a ticket.
Yes, I will pay for the ticket. Obviously, no, but. Steve, I'm a fan of Stephen King. This is one of the books of his I actually have not read. It does, though, seem to be, from the preview that I saw, a little less of the creepy Stephen King and a little bit more like story-driven as far as like some action with like the woman hunting the child, the people that have magic and trying to kill them. So it seems almost more like a pseudo small-time action film with kind of that horror backdrop.
Yeah, and McGregor's great.
And the actors in this are great.
Stephen King has said that this has got nothing but fairly decent reviews to good reviews across the board. It seems like just the audiences aren't as interested, at least this last weekend.
And we'll see. I think that,
it might get some good likes.
The movie is actually, people have been saying good things about it. It's just, it doesn't do as well in the box office this week as they thought. So I think, like you said, as this movie stretches out, and also you got to look at what's coming out from here on out, it's not going to have as much competition in that market over the next 2-3 weeks. So.
And then that was at 14. Okay, so Midway at 17, Dr. Sleep at 14. Playing with Fire came in third with another little upset here. Not a big one, but a little upset with a 12.7. Is expected to open, I think, fourth, and it came in third.
Yeah.
And so, for the kind of family-friendly movie it is, John Cena, these things are very hit and miss. Like Pacifier, a whole history of these where they, the big guy with the little kids and all of that to Kindergarten Cop. And some of these are good, and this one actually seems to be finding a bit of an audience. It's going to be the only family movie out really until Frozen comes out here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's doing pretty good. It's already made back half its budget, which isn't too bad for starting off and the kind of movie it is. And then fourth place, Playing with Fire is $12 million. Last Christmas was $11.5 million. So it wasn't much of a difference, but it was expected those to be flopped. Last Christmas, if it finds a little niche, it could actually leg it all the way to Christmas. So
I feel like, once again, we'll see what all other Christmas films come out. Obviously, Frozen's going to fall into that niche, and that's going to stretch out. And that's going to kill a lot of things in the box office. A lot of people aren't going to want to be competing with Frozen, let's be honest. But this movie could be the movie that you go to.
This is date night.
Yeah, you've taken your kids to see Frozen. Now it's date night. It's a Christmas flick. I think this movie is going to stretch out through Christmas. I think it's going to make good money. So
we'll see how. I don't know. We'll see if it's going to become the next Love Actually or not. Because that's the same kind of.
I don't think it's. I'll have to see it. I'm just going to say this: Love Actually was lightning in a bottle, as far as I'm concerned.
True,
but we'll see.
All right, and then number 5, the dark fate of Terminator.
You know what? I'm actually impressed. I'm impressed. It's still in the top 5. You guys have
63% drop.
Yeah, you guys have seen our review. I'm sure. I'm not real pleased with this film. But
I almost want to start arguing about it all over again.
I know, but I will say this: it is still in the top 5, and good for him.
Yeah, 63% drop.
Yeah,
massive drop.
Massive drop.
When you're dropping 63% from 30 million, doesn't leave a whole lot in the can. I mean, it's rough. But looking ahead to next weekend, we got another 4 movies coming out, all of them different kind of wheelhouses.
Yeah.
We have All Rise. It actually was a movie that was made last year. It was in the film festivals last year, and just now getting around to releasing.
it. It had a lot of buzz in the film festivals, and then it was kind of one of those that I wasn't sure when it was going to get snuck in.
Jennifer Hudson movie. It's a heavy drama about police and other those kind of communities. Coming out this weekend is also Charlie's Angels, directed by Elizabeth Banks. Main star is Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Made for $48 million. It's expected to open the 12 to 16 million range. And we did the reaction of the trailer, and it looks to be...
It looks like it'll be fun.
Again,
I'm not a huge Charlie's Angels fan. It's not really my genre. But, I mean, I can see the fun in this movie. I will go and watch it, and we'll probably do a review, and I'll either tear it apart or I'll tell you how fun it was.
Now, the movie I'm actually looking forward to next weekend is Ford versus Ferrari.
That is the one I'm most excited about, too, because you don't see a lot of these kinds of films as much, and the ones they do get out don't have the kind of star power this has.
Yeah. Christian Bale, Matt Damon.
It's a true story. It's actually a really cool true story. I highly recommend go watch the trailer. We actually did a trailer reaction to this one, and go watch this movie. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
I'm concerned about the budget on it, $97 million. It's high for a...
It's high, but not for a car movie, because you got to think that these are real cars, the real racers. You have to have stunt drivers. You can't just throw actors. I don't care how awesome Tom Cruise is. He's not going to be driving these cars. So,
Yeah, it's no more Days of Thunder, huh?
Yeah. So, I'm just saying that when you have these kind of cars, you're driving and doing the things they have, there's a budget expense to that.
Yeah, I'm just concerned because for a drama movie, $97 million is a high, but they need to clear $250 to probably make a profit.
Very true. I think that they'll pull this off, though, especially once we get into overseas. I think this one it's not going to be a whole lot of things that's competing with it. It's going to be its own thing. I think this is going to be another one of those movies that husbands and wives can go and watch together.
Might be another kind of like Tarantino last summer with the Once Upon a Time Hollywood.
Yeah.
Have a drama that kind of legs out over the course of the summer worldwide.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict right now this probably won't do as well in Italy. But we'll see. It's actually expected to be number 1 next weekend, so hopefully for its sake it takes that. And then last is The Good Liar, starring Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren, where he plays a con artist that goes after a widow's billions.
Yes.
So this will definitely hit a certain kind of market. It probably won't make a whole lot of splashes. I'm going to say it'll barely make the top 10. It's being released for, I think, award seasons. And
we're reaching that time. We're going to see a lot of these kinds of films that are like going to be hitting that niche where they're looking for the awards and those kinds of shows. Not that some of these movies aren't going to be really good, but they're going to be a little more artsy and maybe not pull as big of crowds, especially on opening weekends.
And then there's ones like The Joker that hit all those notes and make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the news.
The news. So we'll start off with what we already opened up with, which is The Joker. The Joker has hit the $1 billion mark.
And what it doesn't have.
And what it doesn't have is the scene in
with
the
bathtub.
Which apparently is bad enough that it would have got them an NC-17 rating.
Which would have been a kiss of death at the box office.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure what's in that bathtub scene yet. Whether or not... I can't imagine it's just violence because the movie already has plenty of that, and adding another scene shouldn't kick it over.
I'm sure it had something to do with his hallucinations of his little miss and probably some self-gratification. I'm not sure of that, but if I had to take a guess, I would say that's probably where we're going with that.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance of that.
But the Joker, doing incredibly well still, and I'm thankful that it's doing as well as it is because it's an absolutely fantastic movie.
And it will get probably another little bump with award season.
Of course. Of course, I will still state this. I hope and pray they don't do a sequel. But we did talk last week about the possibility of the sequel and what they had talked about. And I was like, there's some things that might not be horrible, but I still think this is a standalone movie.
Yeah. Of course, tell that to a studio that's looking down the end of a
$1 billion movie. Yes, yes.
And, this proves that comic book movies are more than just theme park rides.
Park rides. Yeah, Feige is like firing back. Everybody keeps firing at all Scorsese.
Feige did fairly nice. So he said, this isn't true. It's unfortunate. People that make these movies and go see these movies love cinema, and it's all part of a communal experience to go see these. It's a very nice message.
And to me, this is old news. We keep covering it. I almost am just done with it because Scorsese. I mean, what I say last week still stands. I think he's butthurt because he got out of the Joker deal and it was so successful, and now he's not able to be tied to that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and also free marketing for the Irish.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's trying to market what he's got and trying to find his own little niche in the world. And you know what? I don't really care. You can't. I think the biggest thing is the insult to the actors because, like I said, I feel like there is all different kinds of acting, but to say that people that are acting in those environments aren't acting, it's ridiculous. It's much harder when you don't have somebody across from you feeding you emotion to act with them when you're just literally having to use it all from your imagination. Well, I think there's something to be said about that.
I think even the wonderful, great actress that is Brie Larson said in an interview that she had to go in and film a scene for Avengers, and she's like walked onto a green screen, and they're like, "Okay, you need to say, where is Fury?" And that's it. And she's like, "How many people am I talking to?" And they're like, "Okay, well, there's 4 people in the room." She's like, "Where's the eye lines?" And so they kind of put it like, where should be looking at?
It's not simple. It's like, and we say this all the time, to make a movie, again, folks, it's not just an actor, it's the writers, it's the cameraman, it's the producers. Everything comes together to make a film. And when a film's bad, it's not because of one person. Usually it's because of several.
Yeah. I'm sure
unless the writing is just really bad, and then it's one person's fault. And that's George Lucas.
Moving on to something else Feige said, swinging back into the Marvel Universe. You need to watch the shows, guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's been talked about previously. He's just reiterating because Disney Plus drops tomorrow, and so go out and watch that. But all these shows are coming out. She-Hulk, you got your Dark Knight, or not Dark Knight, Moon Knight, sorry. Miss Marvel. You've got, they're going to re-up Peggy Carter, I believe. They're also having Loki, What If. There's several that are going to be
What If's not going to be part
What
of it.
If won't be a part of it, but all of them are going to be canon. That being canon, that these characters are going to cross over into Series 4 of the movies. And so if you're not watching the series, you're going to be lost. You're basically not going to be getting the whole story. Yeah, you're not going to be getting the whole story. So obviously you're going to have to watch all of these shows.
Miss Marvel? I thought Miss Marvel was played by Larson. No, it's a different one.
But kind of excited about it, honestly. I'm stoked about The Mandalorian. That starts tomorrow as well. So the only thing I would say is I do wish, honestly, that Disney was going to release them more like the TV channels like HBO and whatnot instead of the Netflix forum where they dropped the whole thing at one time.
That's great if you have a chance to binge.
Yeah, it's just we have a lot to watch as it is. You're making my job complicated, Disney.
Last on the Marvel watch is Chris Evans, who originally said he was done with Captain America after this.
Well, he basically said he wanted to spend more time with his family. That was his thing, is he was stepping away from acting in general, and now he's reconsidered.
Well, and he's in the Knives Out coming out soon, and he's also said he would be open to the possibility of coming back.
That just means he's going to be Cap again, folks. Let's be honest. Let's all rejoice.
$20 million will do that.
Let's just rejoice and say that we're going to have Chris Evans back as Captain America, and we'll see how that leads into the Captain America and the Winter Soldier show, where Falcon has now stepped into that Captain America spot. But obviously, if he wants to be Cap again, that's going to happen.
I don't think Marvel's going to say no.
No, absolutely not. So,
I think that's about it for the news today, guys.
It's kind of a week in the news, but make sure you're hitting like and subscribe, and tune in next week, folks. Until then,
see you then.